So as you can see in all these finds, I got a ton of ironstone. I think that this piece might be my favorite piece of ironstone in the bunch, although we have some really good ones, so it was hard to pick, but I love the shape of this compote. It's got some simple ribbing and lines, and it has some nice weight to it. That's one thing I look for in ironstone. It should feel heavy for its size. And I think that these pieces can be really multifunctional. You can use them decoratively. You can also use them sort of as a small fruit bowl or something. This looks really beautiful with like stone fruit in it. Some peaches or nectarines, plums, that kind of thing. This piece, this is the bottom part of a soup tureen. The lid is missing. But I like to use these to put plants in. You can drop a pretty standard size house plant inside, just inside the pot, and it just, I don't know, who would not like to put a plant in this piece? I have a bunch of these little small pitchers and creamers, all different sizes and styles. This one has like a pretty common wheat pattern on it. This one is my favorite. It has this beautiful blue and white design on it. I actually think that I might have plates that match this, so I'm going to have to see. So this may be a keeper if it matches my plates. And it has some really pretty detail on the handle as well. But anyway, we got a lot of these little pitchers and creamers. I have some, these are vegetable casserole dishes, or you could call them terrines also. I have a bunch of those. Most of these are from my house. And then some smaller guys. These are little soap dishes. They have a little insert inside to keep the soap from sitting inside the water, and then a lid on them. Now, I've also heard these referred to as butter dishes. Let's see, that's the only one with the insert. These two don't have them. I've heard them referred to as butter dishes as well. I think mostly the butter dishes were round, but I don't know. You can correct me on that. If you know, if you're an expert on old butter dishes and soap dishes, please let me know. I just sort of, I don't focus too much on like what's what and what's the maker and everything. I just buy what I like, what I'm drawn to. And if it happens to be a soap dish or a butter dish, like that's okay. Most of the time I don't use it to hold soap or butter, so it's just irrelevant to me anyway. I do have these big stack of butter pats. So these would have been put on the side of a plate for you to have your own little personal butter. So they put a little pat of butter on these plates, which is why they're called butter pats. I don't have a set here. I just have kind of a bunch of little random ones. And I have some handleless mugs, and these are actually mugs. I've had people say they're something else, but they are actually mugs. They just don't have handles on them. And some of the time they come with saucers. They would have had saucers originally. These ones are missing their saucers, but I like to use these for plants as well, or to put pens and pencils in. I just find that they're really handy to have. I kind of hoard them a little bit. I do have a big wash pitcher here, so this would have been paired with a bowl, and actually we do have the bowl right here. I always split them up. When I buy pitchers and bowls together, I split them up and I sell the pitcher and the bowl separately. Reason being, we don't use wash bowls anymore. We use sinks. And so for a lot of people, these just, there's not a whole lot that they would do with a bowl and a pitcher set. So if I split them up though, people like big bowls, people like big pitchers, and I tend to sell them easier than if I keep them as a set. These are some bakelite utensils, and I have a whole bunch of knives and forks and spoons, and I even got this cool little serving fork with it, which I've never seen one quite like this. It's got this ribbed handle, and I thought it was kind of neat, so they just kind of threw it in when I bought all the rest of this set. I got a big glass jar. I shared on my blog that I've never really been into jars before, but I'm kind of getting into them now. This one has just some really cool old glass and a glass lid and this great metal latch for the lid. And it's got all these little bubbles and imperfections in the glass too, which I like. And I found this chandelier. Get the price off there. I found this little chandelier, which this is my favorite style of chandelier. I have these all in my home. I have them in the studio. And I was excited about it anyway, but then I saw that it came with all these crystals. So I haven't tried to fit them all on yet to see if we have all the crystals, but these are definitely the old crystals that would have gone with it. So I'm excited to get them all put on. And I got a really good deal on it too. I bought a couple of antique shaving mirrors. This one actually has I don't know if I can open it, but this one actually telescopes. So it has this little knob that you can adjust it so you can raise and lower it. And I bought some big bowls. This one, the detail on it is just unbelievable. This blue, and it's got this sort of really pretty ruffled design around it, and blue stripes and everything. This bowl's a little bit more utilitarian. This one's a bit more of a show-off. This one's a little bit older too, sort of an older stoneware bowl. And I bought this quilt a while ago, but I decided I would finally sell it. It's kind of an odd size, but it's a really pretty blue and white quilt, and it actually has a little, like somebody wrote on it, it says Emmanuel Aid Society, Bethlehem. So I don't know if that's Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, probably, that's my guess. But it was probably made by a ladies' church group or something like that. But it's kind of a simple quilt, but I think it's really pretty, which is one reason why I kept it, but I just don't really have a place for it. And I bought this white popcorn coverlet, which these are pretty common. Actually, I guess it's cream, not really white. These are pretty common, but what drew me to this one is the fringe along the edge is just so beautifully knotted, and it's in such great condition. So I felt like that really made the spread for me and sort of pushed me over the edge to buy it. I do like to use these as is, or they're great too to cut up and turn into some pillows and things, especially if it has some holes or stains in it, which this one doesn't. It's in really good condition. And I got this little dress form here. She's a teeny tiny little thing. It's such a small dress form, but it was a great price, so I'm going to keep that one and put one of my t-shirts on her. And this might be my favorite find. This is a shade parasol. It's made out of like a canvas, and it actually still opens, which, like, how can you not smile at this? I took it home and I opened it up for Jeff. I'm like, look at it, it's so cute. And I mean, he agreed, but you know, it is a parasol, so, you know, he's not going to get too excited about it. But it's just a beautiful piece. I don't know yet, like, exactly what I'm going to do with it, but I just loved it. It made me smile, so I went ahead and bought it. Anyway, these are my most recent finds. We will be listing almost all of this in the online shop to sell, so be on the lookout for when that next sale